right, we should be live. Good afternoon, everyone. It is Wednesday, January 18th, 12:29 p.m. And the temperature is 4 degrees Celsius. And I'm here at Main Street and Danforth Avenue. Alfred in the chat. Harjot is here as well. Hello. Welcome to a rare weekday afternoon live stream. And I'm here at Main Square, which boasts premium rentals in Danforth Village. I've already had a number of people approach me and ask me if I had some spare change. So this is Danforth Avenue. Sapand is here, Fakey Fake, Sheena, I Like to Walk, Matthew, and Michelle. Greetings and welcome. Oop. Did I just trigger all those pigeons to fly away? Brad Palmer is here. Who's jaw? So we're gonna go take a quick peek at Danforth, and then I think we're gonna go south down Main Street here. We'll take that down to Kingston Road, and then from there, who knows? But there is a look east along Danforth Avenue. Marie Palmer is here. Robert used to live way neat, and there I am. It's not that cold, it's 4 degrees, not very windy, so no need for gloves or anything crazy like that. Uncle Buck is here. So just to the north of this intersection is Main Street subway station, and that's where I got off. I was going to start my stream in a little park to the north of there. And I pulled out all my gear, and someone over my shoulder was asking, "What are you doing? What's all that about? You got any cigarettes?" So I just kind of picked up my stuff and came over here to set up. So this is south on Main Street. Be walking over the rail corridor in a moment. And the Dweller in the chat. There's a new condo going up. There's a lot more of that on the East Danforth these days. Feels like it's been a while since I've recorded out this way. Hello, Jay Smith. I see Lisa in the house. You're coming up to Toronto next week from Florida, hoping it snows. We might get some snow tomorrow, I think. There's Danforth GO Station on the left. Normally, this is where you'd see the 506 Carlton streetcar heading north up to Main Street Station, where it'll terminate the longest lengthwise streetcar line in the system. My One King West Hotel video helped you decide on booking it? Congrats. And you're welcome for that. I think you'll find it's a pretty awesome location. There's a look down at the GO Station. And knows this area very well. But unfortunately, it looks like we might have just missed a train. And we get a much better view on the other side. Let's see if we get a break in traffic here. We get the skyline off in the distance. So that is a westward view. And hiding behind those clouds. Am I seeing this right? Is that the sun? And the moon directly on top of it? That can't be right. I don't think the camera is picking it up. I have to get one of those apps that shows you where everything is in the sky. Norwood Terrace. Hello, Chris Orr. Ohio is also gloomy. Salazar, 279. Hello, Johnny. Hello, Salazar. Thank you very much for the super chat and the support on this gloomy Wednesday afternoon. T-Dump in the house. So coming up is Gerard, or rather Upper Gerard. C24 says, hello, Johnny. Been a while since you've seen the live stream. The weather was so nice, I almost hopped on the e-bike. But part of me wanted to get out to a part of town I haven't explored in a while and do it on foot. So maybe the next one of these will be on the bike. There's the Ted Reeve Community Arena, who, if I'm not mistaken, was a CFL player in the Canadian Football League. And when I cross Gerard Street East here, we'll be entering the Upper Beaches neighborhood. Sorry, Lisa, but I'll be missing it. But there's some neat artwork on some of the laneways just over there. And we've got a 506 Carlton streetcar appearance. C204 says summer is not far away. I don't know about that. Although if you said this were an early day or an early spring day, I think I would believe you. All right, Naughty Brown, have a good one. coming soon. Missed my late night snowy strolls. JR, $4.99 super sticker. Thank you, JR. As we look at the Main Street Library branch. Whoops. Thank you, JR, for the super and the support. Photography studio, beachcomber hairstyling. Local coffee shop. And that on the left is a pair of schools, Kimberly Elementary School and the Beaches Alternative School. And this is an old police station. Oh, it's a community center. Robert Michael, $50. Hello. Say hello to my dog Daisy and my friend Joe Dirt, please. And your friend Joe Dirt. Well, most certainly I will. Hello, Daisy and Joe Dirt. Thanks for the 50, Robert. That is much, much appreciated. And you know what? I'm feeling a bit too hot right now. I think I'm going to take my sweater off. Well, thank you very much, Robert. Let's see if I can connect my gimbal stand up. Come on, screw in. And hello, Ari. Robert says he laughed and said hello. I'm going to put this down here for a second. I will not strip on camera. Sweater removed. Oh, that is so much better. Let me just throw this in my bag. All right, rehook the microphone up. Throw the sweater in the bag. Which I have a bunch of stuff, Amazon returns in here as well. I'm gonna have to hit up on my way back. There goes a 64 Main Street bus. All right, sorry for the delay, folks, but we're gonna get moving here. I wasn't able to follow your chat. JR says, is real estate pricey? Yes. And the further south I go here, the pricier it'll be. And we're almost at 200 viewers. already. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. And this dweller says live is the best. Come over. You live 5 minutes away. Heroes work here, strong and proud. This is an elder care facility. Main Street Terrace Long-Term Care by Rivera. Chris Orr says there's Fire Hall 226. Oh, there it is. We already walked past it. Am I walking all the way down to the beach? I don't know. I was thinking down to Kingston Road and along that. There is a ravine I could cut through. It might be a bit on the muddy side. That would take us down to Queen Street East. Josephine Halligan, 99.99 pound super sticker. Thank you very much, Josephine, for the support and the super chat. Mustafa says go down to the beach, better scenery. I'm thinking I'm gonna go down to the beaches when the winter stations are installed. So that'll be next month. I'm also probably gonna do another walk when it's snowy through the Glen Stewart Ravine. Probably Andy, but one of the issues when I get into the ravines, you tend not to have a great signal for live streaming. So yeah, I just did a e-bike ride along the beaches. And there'll probably be a live stream and a pre-recorded video when the winter stations are installed. There'll be plenty of beaches content coming up. Chris is asking if I heard about AK's adventures at the Everglades. Yeah, I rewatched part of that stream. He got so far out, and someone came to give him a lift back. A viewer called it in. That was kind of funny. Can I stream 360? No, I can't. And that's such a niche thing. I don't think I'm ever going to go into 360 videos. Robert's neighbor was the girl on Degrassi Junior High. There's the Main Street Psychological Center. And here we are at Kingston Road. We've got a walk sign here. This is come on, give us 360. The problem with 360 is I've watched those videos and I don't actually like them myself. They're really only even watchable on like a desktop when you have a mouse to move it around. On a smart TV, they're not of much use. And they're not particularly great when viewed on mobile. So I think they're really just a gimmick at this point. At least not until like VR takes a foothold. Kind of like that new condo. Something basic about it. Robert wishes he was there walking down Danforth. Danforth is where I started, but now we are kind of heading southwest on Kingston Road. It's been a while since I've been along this way. And this says you have to get used to it. Yeah, you do, but it's such a niche thing. It's one of those things where I think maybe 2 or 3% of the audience would actually get any value from it, so it's not really worth my effort. If anything, the next thing I would experiment with is recording in HDR and uploading files in that format. That would certainly come before 360. This is Glen Stewart Crescent. And that ravine I mentioned is the Glen Stewart Ravine. Well, that would be in the other direction. Joy Navarro says good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Hey, we get 240 viewers. Awesome. So if you're wondering where we are in proximity to downtown, oh, there's no one behind me. If I zoom in, you can see the skyscrapers of the financial district well off in the distance there. So this is east of downtown. And a lot of the streets on my left, which is to the south, will go downhill kind of into a ravine, and they'll eventually lead you towards Queen Street. Zach McNally in the house. So the next major street I should be crossing is Woodbine. We're lucky to have such an incredible winter. I don't know. I kind of wish we had more snow. Asking how's Charlie? I will let you know after Thursday. How's that? I remember this Charlie Brown art being there. In a room full of art, I'd still stare at you. Vivian says, well, I'll have to get my running shoes to keep up with me. This is the afternoon, isn't it, Vivian? It's 12:55. London Haze Cannabis. Here's something you don't see too much these days that you used to see all the time, kind of dueling non-corporate owned convenience stores. Kingston's Convenience, and then you have KS Milk and Variety across the street. And a look down Waverly Road. It certainly is a hilly part of town. Good afternoon, Pinesole. Well, Vivian doesn't consider it to be afternoon until after 1. So if I follow this all the way, it'll eventually turn into Eastern Avenue. Sorry, Vivian, I didn't announce the stream until about 10 minutes before I went live as well. If you're tuning in, we are currently heading southwest on Kingston Road, one of those rare major streets that doesn't go north-south or east-west. Are you asking if I have a shoe sponsor yet? No. I can be purchased on the cheap though if you're a shoe brand. Beach Sewing Center. You mean Beaches Sewing Center? But I am currently wearing my Allbirds. I haven't been wearing my Under Armour so much because they're mesh and can feel quite cold, even those are my preferred long distance walking shoes. Although on a day like this, I really could be wearing them. Billy Bitcoins? Thanks, Sheena. Yep, there's a big cemetery coming up just on the north side of the street once we walk past, I believe, Woodbine. Marty's wife used to be the marrow nut. My boots are Merrill's. House asks if I'm from the East End. No. If anything, I'm from the West End. I actually grew up in Mississauga. I would occasionally come out to these areas for like baseball tournaments and that sort of thing. But other than that, growing up, I never really came to this part of town. Is this area historically protected? The city does mark off certain neighborhoods, and entire blocks of buildings is protected, but that would not be the case here. Some random older homes here and there would be classified as protected, but for the most part, I don't think there's a whole lot in this area that is. There's a big cemetery. And we have made it to Woodbine. My beach's e-bike ride, I came down Woodbine. Marty went to Lauren Park. I am very familiar with Lauren Park. Go Spartans! Goths hung out here in the 80s, says Robert. Yeah, Raja, chat in English, please. Not that we're narrow-minded, but it's difficult to keep track of anything that isn't in English in case it's offensive or anything like that. It's too much to ask the mods. Okay, there's a Huxtable. Tombstone. Huge, huge cemetery. Pasco. When I moved back to Canada in like 2014, I rented a place and my landlord was Pasco. Cortez remembers going to Jack Darley Park. That's not too far from Lauren Park, or the high school. St. John's Cemetery. when my time comes, or if it comes too soon, take this as my official wish. Just throw me in a big oven and spread the ashes over Lake Ontario. Am I using some sort of special camera? Nope, just an iPhone. An iPhone with a sadly dwindling battery life. This just has popped in here at a weird time. Well, what I should say is donate whatever you can to science and anyone in need of a donor, then burn the rest of me and chuck the ashes into the lake. How's that? She says to the authorities, allow it if you want to be spread around Lake Ontario. I believe that's illegal. But I think people do that kind of thing anyways. My uncle, when he passed away, he was a big fan of golf. And he had his ashes spread over a golf course. My aunt, who's a pilot, flew her plane over. I don't know if she was actually flying, but she arranged for the plane to fly over. And we saw the ashes get dumped onto the course. And yes, the golf course who was hosting the event was in on it. And we're more than happy to look the other way. Novell says ashes seem so wasteful when there are plenty of hungry bears and stuff that need the food. You make a good point, Novell Koss. All right, I will modify it. Sorry for the morbid topic. Donate to science, donate to those that need donors, and then chuck me into nature somewhere. There we go. Pretty sure that last one won't happen. All right, we'll move on from that conversation. Coming up is Dundas Street. So Kingston Road has bent in sort of a dogleg shape, and now we're going more south as we'll be crossing Kingston Road. David Clippert, $1 super chat. Thank you, David Clippert, for your support and the super. Thank you very much, David. Ooh, I'm getting a dropping signal right now. Hopefully it's just temporary. No, 503 Kingston streetcar for those people. I have to take the replacement bus. So Dundas here, we could take that all the way through into downtown, then up through the junction, and then into Etobicoke, and eventually Mississauga. Bonnie says, what's the difference between a streetcar and a bus? Well, in Europe, they often call them trams. But on a street like this, where the streetcar doesn't have its own dedicated right of way, there's actually not a whole lot of difference. Except the streetcar is fixed to being in the center of the road, so when it stops, all the traffic behind it has to stop, whereas the bus would pull over to the shoulder and let you off. But streetcars have a significantly higher operating efficiency and capacity. That is a section insulator. I have no idea what that is. Yeah, Millhouse, there's a million and one physical differences between the two. But the Kingston Road streetcar here merges onto Queen Street, and then it merges onto King Street. And there is a turnaround. Fruity Fire says, what's your destination? I don't know. We're going to see how long this iPhone battery holds up. This is Queen Street East coming up. So we are on the west end of the Beaches neighborhood. And I think there's a park just straight ahead called like Water Sewage Treatment Park or something like that. And we've made it to Murphy's Law. So the stream is 43 minutes in, and we've started up at Main Street and Danforth and made it all the way down here. Audie says, wow, more than 200 viewers. Yeah, the weekday afternoon streams get about 30% less viewers than the evening and nighttime ones, but it's nice to change things up and get out here at a time I don't normally do it. And I'm in good shape video-wise. I already have one uploaded and ready to go for tomorrow, and I've got 2 more to edit after that. So this is walking west on Queen Street East. Ronnie Brown says, how many steps today? Let's see if I can look that up. Not many. 6387. All right, someone said mute. And here's where there used to be a horse race track. The most urban harness racetrack in North America. But when it closed, the harness operations moved over to Woodbine. Just says 321 views. On New Year's, we're up to like 6,000, and I think 16,000 the New Year's before it. These were pretty wild times. Hello, Morgan. And Jam. We're at 61%. I really should get a new battery put into this phone, but I've also been thinking about getting an iPhone 14 purely as a streaming device. There's Harvey's, a Canadian burger chain where they make it your way, fresh on the grill. Across the street, there's a Burger's Priest, which I believe started in the beaches, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Novell, I haven't had any connection issues here either. All right, so I just did a video through Leslieville on Queen Street in the light snow that appeared on the channel a few days ago. Maybe we should head down to Eastern Avenue. Just since the regular viewers of this channel would have already seen this route recently. Good thing Eastern Avenue is not that far. It's literally right here. Ralph says, Claire says hello. Hello, Claire. Naughty says her great-granddad lived and died in Toronto. Interesting. Look at this monster project going in. Where did I wander to? I'm starting to think I should have waited before I came down to Eastern Avenue. Oh well. We'll go explore a grittier, more industrial side of town for a little bit. Walk past the studio district if I make it that far. Looks like rain anytime, but the forecast says nope. Yep, that's what I saw as well. Hey, yep, baseball field. There's a massive condo project going in there. Hello, Clifford. Johnny has a good curveball. I actually didn't throw a curveball, I threw a slider. That was a 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball, slider, and breaking ball pitcher. Back when I was all of 16. Trying a water pumping station. All right, Marty, have a good one. Hey, we found some art. And a McDee's. Shh, I had McDee's for dinner last night. And we are going to be going past an excellent bar just up ahead. If you're there in the summertime out on the patio, you often get wafts of stinky air from these sewage treatment plants nearby. Not just sewage treatment, there's also just a regular water treatment plant. Audrey says hi. And you get a pretty awesome view of the skyline from here. There it is. I am so glad this place pulled through the pandemic. Trivia night at 7:30 every Tuesday. Apparently the other night there were 4 Jeopardy champions all at a Toronto trivia night. And you can see a picture of that on Reddit. All right, let's walk alongside the streetcar facility coming up on the right. And on the left is a Canada Post sorting facility. I pressed the button, didn't I? Marge, $5. Thanks for the walk. Get yourself a bubbly. You're very welcome, Marge. Thanks for the $5, and I will. I actually have a cupboard full of bubblies in the fridge. It's to the point now Amazon sends me a notification every day telling me that it's time to order more. I'm like, what? I have so much. Maybe what we'll do is we'll walk along here for a little bit, and then I'll head up one of these residential streets back up to Queen. Have you seen the rain? United Employees Credit Union. Yeah, Roger, that was actually in the works before the pandemic hit. What I think I would do is maybe this spring or summer is get Ken and some of the other Toronto YouTubers in on it and just have a general meetup. And we'll just all go to one place and hang out. And this streetcar garage is undergoing a pretty extensive redevelopment. Occasionally you can spot some of the, oh, I think we can, on the left in there. Vintage streetcar siding. Well, not that vintage, but we've got a couple of the old ones in there. Oh, Monkey Man, you're free to join. I still have to talk to Ken and some of the others about it. Love from the posh, refurbished Novotel Birmingham International. And we've got a training car. Straight ahead. What else but the financial district? Big Coat Media. I wonder what they do. We're entering an area pretty soon known as the Studio District. So there's at least one big studio and a lot of smaller ones. Our last stream through there on that day, the Hells Angels came to town. Alright, so we'll pick, looks like a nice residential street, and we'll walk north. I'm sure there'll be one coming up. Alright, so that is the Ashbridge estate, I believe. No, that's not. We're too far past that. Seen a lot of cops on the roads down here. We Make Good Tea says Big Coat Media is the production company behind Love It or List It, if you've ever seen it. I have not, but I've heard of it. That helicopter looks like it's making its way to the island airport. This area definitely has that gritty industrial vibe to it. And that building is owned by the Toronto District School Board. It's got to be some kind of maintenance vehicle facility. On the right, One Academy. That looks like it could be a studio. Yeah, City of Toronto Fleet Services. Recycling, Ontario Waxman Salvage. Oh, thanks for the kind words. We make good tea. Hollywood Auto North used auto parts. Elder says better weather for your electric bike. Yeah, I was thinking of doing an e-bike stream this afternoon. But in the end, walking one out. So this is Leslie Street coming up. So to the south of here is the Leslie Street Spit. And a wacky, whaling, inflatable one of these things. Do you think that works and gets them more business? I was going to turn around and point at that thing, but two guys are just standing there staring at me. I don't think I've ever tried this place. Tap room and retail shop. There's a Loblaws and Joe Fresh. The new Evil Empire. So this is Leslie Street. And Tommy Thompson Park is just straight off in that direction. And hey look, we got bike lanes. Not very good ones. It's really just a painted line, but better than nothing. Crystal says Black Lab Brewing is so good. They have great IPAs. Good to know. I'll keep my eye out for them. Going for a brew. We'll wait. This is Marigold Avenue. No exit. And this is Loblaws is gouging. I used to refer to Rogers as the evil empire, and they still are. I think in terms of public sentiment, Loblaws is shot right up next to them. Although right now, at least online, everyone is quite furious with the premier. Although when isn't that the case? Hopefully that translates to some kind of big strike or movement. And there is the real hero if you live in this area. Freshco, where you can get the same stuff for much less. And this has always been curious to me. General Motors has some old containers set up here. And I've seen some of their EVs parked in front. I wonder what they're doing with that spot. And we made it to the studio district. Andy Wood says, no Loblaws, no shoppers. I will not give the Westons a penny. I'm with you on that. Derek says he thinks Dougie's doing the best he can. If you mean by the best he can, not spending a cent and driving healthcare into the ground, then sure. I mean, under his watch, we've only seen the biggest single decline in the quality of our healthcare than any other premier. Now he magically finds money to invest in private opportunities for surgery when the real problem is staffing and resources. So we're just going to pull nurses and doctors out of the public sector so they can go do the same thing for the private sector when there wasn't enough of them to begin with. He's not doing his best. He's fucking us royally up the ass and he knows it. I'll just leave it at that. And this is Larchmont Avenue. Should we stick to Eastern Avenue for a bit? Or head back up to Queen? What do you guys say? These pieces, first the green belt and healthcare. Oh, you forgot screwing over education workers in the middle. None of which he ran for on his platform. Real quality stand-up guy. And there's a laneway. British says up Queen, MJ says old house. Derek says I was being sarcastic. Well, either way, you got a mini rant out of me. Vivian says up to Queen. All right, when we get to the Revival Film Studios, I'll head north up to Queen. How's that? There are the film studios just across the street. Dougie is an idiot. He's on someone's payroll. And there is Revival Film Studios. All right, next residential street. Let's head north up to Queen. We won't make it as far as Carlaw and the famous Gale Snack Bar, but moderator and CEO Vivian Johnson has weighed in. We're going to head up to Queen. The old Paradise Riders Hells Angels Clubhouse is coming up. Yep. I did a video walking by there in the fall, I believe. And I fired up a live stream soon after that. Oh, this is Pape. Pape doesn't strike me as being a quaint residential street. Yeah, let's take the next one. Although Carlaw is just around the corner from it. A lot of film studios and that sort of thing in this area. I do not remember that huge fire that happened at the Revival. I think Pinewood is a much bigger film studio, and that's down on the Leslie Street spit, just south of here. I don't think that area is part of the studio district. This is Hayward Avenue. So let's pop up to Queen. Nice residential street. Do I know where Happy Jack Studios is? Nope. So we are in Leslieville, and the famous Dollhouse is also in Leslieville, somewhere to the north of here. It's amazing how much quieter it is when you don't have cars racing by going 70. Oh, look at that. Those like teepee cutouts. Either way, it's a gorgeous old home with some decorative artwork in the front. Andy Wood, not a fan of semis. I think it's amazing that way back in the early 1900s. They thought to build so densely. When you look at modern suburban developments, everything is just so far back from the street and the homes are so far apart. And you often rarely get sidewalks on both sides of the street. We just did things so much better back then. And this was before the car revolution. Now we're trying to fix all those mistakes of the 50s and 60s. And Toronto's older streetcar suburbs have aged really, really well. There are very fortunate areas like this didn't boom in the 50s and 60s when the automobile companies were calling all the shots. And sadly, that's what happened in cities like LA. General Motors basically mothballed their entire streetcar and tram network. And it was suburban sprawl galore in those parts. All right, we've made it to Queen Street East. Again. Just gonna keep the camera pointed to the right for half a block. Of you watching at work, feels like you're playing hooky. I used to watch AK do his thing when I was working from home, although I think he was also working a full-time job and not really out in weekday afternoons live streaming. But I'd have his videos up. And we have made it to Carlaw. And my watch is buzzing a storm at me. Is it trying to tell me I just made some kind of milestone? Yep. There's reliable fish and chips. They briefly closed last year. Gertej asks if I encountered any dinguses. No, but I try to anticipate them. I think Ken caught one in this area in front of a Value Village before. I don't know, Andy. That might be something to ask him on one of his streams. I don't really see competition as an issue. I've always encouraged other people to get out and stream around Toronto, and I think he's been the same. He's done collaborations and featured other New York streamers many times. There goes another training car. And here is Logan. So the last time I walked here was about a week ago. But we were getting a dusting of snow at the time. And there weren't as many people out on the streets.
Что-то не получится, я могу ему попытаться тоже.
This is Booth Avenue. Are they called streetcars instead of trolleys? I think in San Fran they call them trolleys, but we've always called them streetcars. And in Europe they use tram. I don't know, why do they call it hurricanes here? And in Southeast Asia they call them typhoons. And down in Australia they call them cyclones. Beats me. I think they're all pretty much one and the same. Sheena Roberts, £3 towards a snack. Thank you, Sheena Roberts, for the £3. Much appreciated. And thanks for your fine work as a moderator. I'll be stopping off for lunch, I believe, on my way home. And we are about to leave Leslieville and enter Riverside. I'm getting deja vu from the video I posted the other day. When I walked through here, I did the same thing. Zen is so they'll be installing a subway station right at this overpass at some point, hopefully in our lifetime. Probably not. And it's hard to walk by this street without mentioning it. That is Degrassi Street, where the kids of Degrassi Street, the old circa 1980s TV show, originated. And they actually did some filming for that show on that street itself. Although it is spelled differently on the street sign than what they used on the show. Oop. My phone is telling me low battery mode. Screw you, phone. And there's some neat art on this garden center I'm walking past. We'll spin around and take a look. planning a comeback to the Degrassi. And thanks for subscribing, Bradley M. If you're new here, I do this 3 or 4 times a week. Whoa. Very nice driving. He's chiming in with the artist. Oh, we're gonna see this neat facade here from close up. I walked by this the other day and I thought it looked pretty cool. That's a cannabis shop. Civilian. So Vance's bad driver. What else is new? So coming up is Broadview. There's the old Broadview Hotel. It looks like they're getting ready for some kind of film shoot at the Broadview Hotel. All right, we're gonna go north here. I was checking the transit app. Here, let me check one of the other apps that I have. Unfortunately, the good app, Rocket Man, was discontinued. .504 King, 9 minutes to Broadview Station, or 12 minutes. Ooh. Gives me time to walk more this way. So this is north, up the east side of Broadview Avenue. For rent, viewit.ca, B34902. If you're curious and looking that listing up. Velcos just uses the transit app with the green logo. I have yet to find one that I like since Rocket Man shut down. That was easily the best transit app, at least in my humble opinion. If I'm not mistaken, I think it might have been a bank, possibly Scotia, who bought the app, invested in it, and then shut it down. So it would probably still exist in some form or another had they not have done that. This is the Queen Alexandra Middle School on the right, which tells us we are nearly at Dundas Street. Velcos installed Rocket Man after Reese advertised it. Yeah, they sponsored his channel. I think they might have reached out to me. I usually ignore most of those offers. You might recall once upon a time I did an ad for Extra Wallet in one of my videos. It just felt kind of off doing it. And yes, it did make me a few dollars doing it, but I'm not entirely sure that was worth it. There's the Dundas streetcar. That'll be turning north up to Broadview Station. And it looks like I just missed it. We are entering East Chinatown. Hi Johnny, is this East York? No, this is Riverdale, just east of the Don Valley Parkway. Another way of saying it's just east of downtown. I guess you could just say east of the Don Valley itself. I've seen people lined up for here. Bradley used to ride the ponies and horses in Don Mount in the late 80s and early 90s when they came. All right, my app says next streetcar in 4 minutes. I'm debating getting lunch in East Chinatown or hopping on the streetcar and heading up to Midtown. I've got some Amazon returns in my backpack that I've been meaning to take into the Staples right at Yonge and Eglinton. Apparently, they do Pure Later returns, so I can just bring the item and show the QR code and they'll wrap it up and ship it. I haven't really tried it yet, though. All right, I see an A&W straight ahead, and this is Girard Street. So on that note, folks, I'm gonna wrap this one up. I hope you enjoyed this one, starting at Main Street in Danforth, walking south to Kingston Road, then all the way down to Eastern Avenue, then up to Queen Street through Leslieville and Riverside to Broadview, and then up to Broadview and Girard. Not sure if I'm going to hop on the next streetcar. It should be a few minutes away. Or pop into the A&W and grab some lunch. Bradley M. $3 super sticker. Thank you, Bradley M, for the support. And for the $3, much appreciated. Thank you again, Bradley. And huge thanks to our mods, channel members, and Patreon supporters. If you wish to support the channel, there's links to Patreon and YouTube channel membership in the description. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides. I have a TikTok account at Johnny Strides as well. And don't forget to like and subscribe, or dislike and subscribe. As long as you subscribe, I won't be mad. All right, it looks like A&W might be winning out. And my iPhone battery is still at 12%. All right, I'm gonna take this down. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Yoink.